Hello and welcome to all. Sir Rowan Atkinson is undoubtedly a great actor, who has marked several generations with his mythical character of Mr. Bean. Having become world famous thanks to this crazy series, the actor had to face an increasing interest from the public and the media. But if most of the information about him is credible and revolves around his famous character of his abilities as an actor, some of them are really just a collection of unfounded rumors and hoaxes of very bad taste. According to several sources, the actor would be dead and truly buried, while our dear Mr. Bean is enjoying the summer sun on a tropical beach. And that is not the first time that his death is announced, which you will agree does not please the actor at all. But who is behind these ugly lies? And why is our Mr. Bean so persecuted? Make yourself comfortable, because we will try to answer these questions in this video. Let's get started. Who doesn't know the incorrigible but endearing Mr. Bean? You would really have had to have landed on another planet to have hibernated during the last 20 years, not to know it. So much of his fame has reached peak levels. This silly and endearing character has indeed entered history, becoming an artistic heritage and a British symbol, just like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. His eponymous series, although consisting of only 15 short episodes, has practically gone around the world, and the hilarious misadventures of his main character have been followed in nearly 200 countries. Mr. Bean has millions of admirers and fans all over the world, and his popularity hasn't aged a bit since the 1990s. But behind this zany and whimsical character, which has become world famous, hides an actor who is very attached to his intimacy and that of his family. Sir Rowan Atkinson, since he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II, indeed hates to the highest point the paparazzi and other reporters of the celebrity press, the latter always looking for the scoop that will sell their stupid rags. Do not hesitate to violate the sanctity of the personal life of the actor. The latter, who cultivates an almost legendary discretion on his private life, sees thus with a very bad eye the hysterical interest that some press organs carry to him. But because of his immense fame, Rowan Atkinson is always in the center of a viewfinder, and the crackling of flashes follows him invariably and in any situation. Some of the most secret aspects of his life are exposed to the general public, such as his divorce from his ex-wife Sunetra Sastry, with which the British tabloids and other journals have had a field day. This separation was thus excessively mediatized, with the sole aim of scandalizing the public and making the actor a heartless man, who abandoned his wife and children for a new conquest. The couple, who married in 1990 and had 2 children, had already found common ground, and the divorce was concluded amicably. So everything was fine for both parties involved. But for the celebrity press, which had to make a big deal out of the affair, it was quite different. The paparazzi and low-level paper pushers have indeed wanted to make the responsibility of this divorce to the actor. Newspapers like The Sun have published many articles where it was the separation of the old couple of more than 25 years following the extramarital of the actor. The interpreter of Mr. Bean was literally pointed at, if not outright accused, of having abandoned his wife for a younger woman, the beautiful actress Louise Ford. The two actors had met in 2013 in the play Quartermain's Terms, where they gave the replica. They then began to flirt together, and the following year the actor announced his separation from his ex-wife, although the official divorce was not pronounced until 2015. Rowan Atkinson had thus well and truly broken his long-standing relationship with Sunetra Sastry in order to couple with Louise Ford. And although the age difference between the two is huge, the British actor could not really be accused of being unfaithful to his wife, since they were separated at the time of the facts. The tabloids have made a point of emphasizing that the divorce procedure had been initiated by Sunetra under the pretext of unreasonable behavior, without, however, providing more elements on the issue. The last point would have made the magistrates smile, as they know only too well this legal reason for divorce, which in most cases is only the pretext to break a marital relationship. Rowan has been practically dragged through the mud, precisely because of this age difference between him and Louise Ford, the actor of Mr. Bean surpassing her by more than 20 years. To put under the tooth have not spared his new conquest. They are thus delivered to a real media lynching toward the young and beautiful actress, arguing the fact that she has dumped without hassle her ex-boyfriend, the comedian James Acaster, in order to be in couple with Rowan Atkinson. This comedian would have even learned of his breakup with Louise by reading the newspaper. Finally, this is of course the version of the facts that was presented by many British tabloids, including The Sun and the very controversial The Daily Mail. As you can see, all the means are good to fill the pages of these magazines of stars, and the way in which the journalists interfered in the private life of the actor, to which he is however fiercely attached, only increased his contempt for the press and for the media in general. The interpreter of Mr. Bean is extremely laconic in his very rare statements to the press, and his public appearances are counted on the fingers of one hand. Rowan Atkinson tries to hide at all costs from the camera lens in order to provide the privacy of his family life and avoid the tabloid press attacking him on his new wife again. But in trying to preserve his privacy and that of his family, the English actor has surrounded himself with an aura of mystery that sometimes turns against him. Indeed, while he does everything to escape media interest, it is literally the opposite that happens, because the discretion of the actor and his near invisibility from the public scene gives rise to all sorts of rumors. Indeed, as the actor is not very present on the media scene, while his emblematic character is still very popular, people tend to wonder. Some malicious people do not hesitate to launch false information, claiming to know where the actor is now, and inventing all sorts of facts, sometimes unusual, with the sole purpose of creating media buzz. Gossip and fake news are indeed rife on the web, and Rowan Atkinson is sadly one of the most affected celebrities in the world. But since the advent of social networking era, the British actor has been a victim of another media trend, even more sinister and unhealthy, making people believe he is dead. It all started in 2012, where Sir Rowan Atkinson almost choked on his croissant while reading the news of his own death in the newspaper. It was once again the very controversial Daily Mail, which the actor does not carry in his heart, of course, which quoted the information taken from the Twitter account based in the Philippines. What was only a stupid troll on the web turned into a real media tidal wave, especially after the information was taken over by several official press organs around the world. This terrible hoax has been so widely taken up with the media that it even managed to deceive the vigilance of the Internet Encyclopedia Wikipedia. The site had indeed posted the date of Atkinson's death as February 26, 2012 on its dedicated page. But even as the news spread like wildfire and tens of thousands of distraught internet users sent their condolences, Michael Robert Maris, the troll who had launched the news, reacted to it and published a message announcing that it was only a joke, a very bad joke in any case, which will certainly have had a disastrous impact on the morale of Rowan Atkinson, as well as that of his family and friends. A hoax in very bad taste, but which at least had the merit of underlining how much the media, which is said to be official and credible, can show itself to be drunk and jump on any information that will allow them to make some figures. Instead of trying to deny or confirm this information, the journalists have abandoned their work ethics in order to not take too much trouble and have thus contributed to spread this intoxication. The interpreter of Mr. Bean will again be given for dead the year after, in 2013, when a terrible rumor spread on the internet exponentially. The actor was said to have knowingly killed himself following his eviction from the film Johnny English 3. The false death report also said that Rowan Atkinson had recorded a suicide video with a message to his producer and his fans around the world. It was enough for the internet bubble to boil over, and the frantic comments of the actor's fans began to rain down on almost all social networks. It took the intervention of close collaborators to the actor, who came forward to deny the news of his death, to finally put an end to the media whirlwind that this nasty hoax had caused. But once again in 2016, the interpreter of Mr. Bean was declared dead, once again by suicide, after struggling for a long time with severe depression. This false report, riddled with glaring errors, emanated from a clickbait site named Link Beef. The actor was thus presented as being born in 1995, which made him 21 years old in 2016. However, despite these errors, the nature of this very low-level site, many small journalists were once again fooled and thus shared a false news, thus acting contrary to their ethical code. Rowan Atkinson was clearly becoming the darling of these spreaders of fake news, because the announcement of his death represented an inflexible influx of visitors and views on their publications. So in 2017, a new hoax announcing his alleged death circulated once again on the web. This time, it was a fake news site, news.sharetodaytv.com, which had issued a statement on March 18, 2017, announcing the death of the 58-year-old actor following a tragic car accident. The release was accompanied by a video, but it was not readable, because when clicking on it, malware tried to install on the PC. The fraudulent use of the Fox News logo on this article nevertheless managed to bring some credibility to this hoax, which once again created a real media earthquake worldwide. This time, the malicious instigators of the shameless lie had used the alleged death of the actor to be able to illegally install viruses in your computers. The poor actor is the target of real relentlessness, and the reason for this is that Sir Rowan Atkinson is a real media niche. The announcement of his death is an almost infallible way to attract thousands of gullible people in order to create traffic or infect them with malware. This despicable maneuver is not ready to end, as long as it will be profitable for its villainous instigators. As a proof, the great British actor has just been the victim of a new hoax announcing his death. Publications on Facebook, shared thousands of times, have indeed claimed that the actor died on May 29, 2021. This false publication, accompanied by a photo of the actor and a message, "Rest in peace," appeared on pages that have nothing to do with the official page of Mr. Bean. However, this did not prevent them from going around the world once again, and from causing a real uproar. But let's be reassured, the actor is alive and well, and in very good health. And even if some dark characters do not stop spreading false rumors, Mr. Bean is fortunately still with us. And that's it for today. What do you think about the incredible persecution of our dear Mr. Bean? And why do you think that they are trying so hard to kill him? Tell us in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, and activate the notifications. See you soon for new discoveries out of the ordinary.